you guys know, we have representatives from 14 universities participating in this event this year. And last week, 9 universities kindly joined us and share useful information regarding the student exchange programs to our SIIT students. And today, we have lovely representatives from 2 universities with us. The first university is Epitech from France, and the second university is the University of Applied Science, Ravensburg, Weingarten, Germany. All right. And apart from representative from our partner universities, we also have SIT students who are currently joining the student exchange program at Hochschule München in Germany. They will share us with their experience in application procedures and student life at Hochschule München, Germany. For today, each university has 40 minutes for giving presentation, including Q&A session. And if any students have any question, please feel free to drop your question in the chat box here. All right, Pyung, I think our first guest is ready now. So I would like to invite Miss Claire from Epitech France. Please welcome.
Please welcome.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Good morning from Paris. I'm Claire from Epitech in France. It's very nice to meet you today. First, I'd like to thank you for coming to this presentation, and also my thanks to SIIT International Office to offer this opportunity. So I hope this presentation will be helpful and let you know more about Epitech. So we have long-term partnership with SIIT in student exchange mobility. We warmly welcome SIIT students to study with us in France. So let's get started. Let me share the screen. Okay. So Epitech is created. Let me give you a general view about Epitech. Epitech is created in 1999. We are a higher institution specialized in computer science. We are a member of Grande École in French, Grande École in France. So our school is very, very different from other institutions. Because we are the only school which is fully using project-based learning. And thanks to this, to 20 years experience in this innovative and unique approach, Epitech is today one of the largest IT schools in France. And we are known for IT expertise and innovation. So today we have more than 6,000 students and 15 campuses in France and 5 campuses abroad. And all the courses are offered in English. Sorry, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So what is Epitech? At Epitech, we have no longer traditional lecture classes here. So it's an active and inductive learning. That means teachers' role is no longer to teach, but to guide, challenge, and inspire. So students, when they do project, they explore, they think over, they overcome each technical issues, and they are totally in an active learning. So in this way, they deepen their understanding and learn how to do in front of the new difficulties they never met before. So in this way, they develop their problem-solving skills. So the project at Epitech, the hands-on projects covers almost every IT subject, from the basic C language to AI, security, mobile development, IoT, cloud, etc. So students not only learn the latest technologies, but also they develop their soft skills like project management, organizational skills, and analytic skills, and the leadership, and for example, teamwork, how to do teamwork, and public speaking skills, and so on, so on. So we also encourage innovation and entrepreneurship. So APTech is supported by a very strong network of companies. Every year, the experts are invited to the campus. They bring the cutting edge conferences and put students in front of the real problematic in every sector. So many student projects are born from this conferences, from this exchange with experts and workshops, and then through a 2 or 3 years teamwork, they create the startup. So 15% of students created a startup during their studies at APTech. Some of them are nowadays worldwide famous companies like Docker. I don't know if you have heard about Docker, but they're very famous worldwide. And some are leaders companies in France in their sector. So because of time limit, I don't give you the presentation to every startup, but yeah, every year there are more than 100 innovation projects from APTech students. So APTech method, at APTech, each project should follow this process: kickoff, prototype, project and code review, follow up, and at the end, the project is always finalized by a project pitch in front of the jury. So students explain and share the best practice and difficulties they met. So there are about more than 100 projects each year at APTech. So they are whether individual or team project as well. Hey, let me give you some examples to give you an idea about the project at APTech. So for example, during the first year, one of the most challenging projects is to reproduce a complete video game, and students should respect the role player game principle. For example, another example, students are required to reproduce a virtual computer in which the computer programs will fight each other. So in this project, students should reproduce the behavior of a processor, the management of the RAM, and the execution of the computer program. This is for the first year level. And for second year, some examples like students are required to develop a Bomberman, Bomberman video game, a Bomberman in 2D and 3D. For example, another example, students are required to develop a text-based discussion program like Microsoft Teams. So for three program example, for example, students are required to reproduce Apache web server. So these are some examples for the project. If you want to challenge your product doing skills, which are very useful and important skills in your future working life, APTech is a very, very good choice. For exchange students, we offer 3 levels programs. So first year program is strongly oriented to C language programming. You will learn graphic programming and basic concept in connected object embedded system. And the second year program is oriented on the object-oriented programming with C++, some web programming, DevOps, and internet security. And third program is focused on advanced object-oriented programming, functional programming, web and mobile application development, extra, and AI, some concept to AI and cryptography. And during your exchange semester, we will also offer basic French language courses to international students. So we have 15 campuses in France, and among these campuses, we have 4 campuses open to international students. So you can choose Paris, Nantes, Toulouse, Montpellier. From each campus you can follow exactly the same program in each campus. But our European campus in Barcelona, Brussels, and Berlin are only open to European students. So for application information, to apply for the exchange program, so please first contact your home university international office. They will nominate you to APTEC. As soon as we get your nomination, APTEC, our international office will send you an online application form and application materials we require. So you should submit the copy of your passport, the transcript in English, and the certificate of your English level. For the English level certificate, we accept TOEFL IBT 6.5, IELTS 5.5, TOEIC 600. If you don't have these official tests, we could also consider the English certificate of your home of SIIT, but equivalent to B2 level. Yes, so once your application completed, we will also arrange an interview in order to give you more information about APTEC and teaching way, and propose you the appropriate program which matches better with your study plan. So actually the application deadline for the coming fall semester will be April 15, but we are planning to extend the deadline to April 30. Yeah, to give you more time to do the application. So in terms of accommodation, unfortunately, we don't have on-campus accommodation, but we cooperate with many off-campus residences. They are both at 20 to 30 minutes away by metro from the campus. So these residences we choose carefully and offer the comfortable dormitories, both well equipped. They are single or share rooms. The rent in Paris is about 700 to 900 euros per month. And so international students can also apply for the French government financial support for all kinds of dormitory. About the cost of living, as mentioned previously, the rent will be around 700 to 900 euro per month in Paris, and it may be less expensive in the other cities in France, about 500 to 700 euro per month. So for the food, 1 month's budget for food would be around 300 euros. Of course, this depends on your personal expenses. And the transport card in Paris will cost you 75 euro per month, but only 38 euros for under 26. So in total, you may consider the living expenses around 1,000 to 1,200 euros per month. If you get the French government financial support for the dormitory, the budget will be less. So our international office organizes also every year lots of cultural activities to better integrate international students in French life, such as a cruise on Seine River, a visit Versailles Palace, Eiffel Tower, Louvre Museum, visit most famous European Christmas market and Disneyland, and so on and so on. The campus life is very dynamic. There are many students associations. For example, for association for sport, for photography, for electronic music, art, cinema, video game, robotics. Some of them organize even a ski week during the winter time. So the campus life is very interesting, and they very welcome international students to join them. And whatever support you need, our international office team is always here for you. So a free upon your arrival, a free airport pickup will be offered. And we organize also an orientation day and provide all administrative assistance. We give you all the information and tips of student life in Paris. And for each student, you will also have a friend student as your buddy who will help you in everyday life and help you to better integrate in your study at APTEC. So last thing I like to share is our summer program. So this year we partner with another engineering school, ESME, to launch the summer program in robotics with PBL approach. So this is a 3-week program from July 4 to 22 in the center of Paris. So from this program, you will learn computer-aided design, digital manufacturing, creative coding, and electronics in a very international and multicultural environment. So this program will be offered on both online or on-site. We grant 6 ECTS at the end of the program and the certificate, and we provide the transcript of the program. So the program fee is 2,400 euro in all inclusive. So what is included is our 3 weeks individual studio in Paris, tuition fees, and breakfast and lunch meals during the weekdays, and also cultural activities and robotics material kit, and also French language classes, and transport car for 3 weeks as well. So we offer for students from SIIT, as we are long partnership with IIT, and for student exchange. So we offer a very interesting partner discount fees. If you are nominated by your university as exchange students, the total fee will be only 1,600 euros, always all inclusive. So all information is available on this website as indicated here. If you are interested in this program, you can visit the website. And if you have any further questions, please also feel free to contact us. So yeah, some pictures for the studios during the summer campus, summer program. Okay, that's all for my presentation today. Hope this information will be helpful, and thank you very much for your attention. So if you have any question, I will be happy to reply.
All right, thank you very much for your nice presentation, Claire. So this is Epitech, which is one of our lovely and long partnership with SIIT. For many years, I can't remember how long that we start cooperation together. So Epitech also very active in terms of the student exchange program and for the summer school. So before we discuss about the opportunity for our student exchange program, we might have some question from the registered student. Maybe could Tisha could raise some question from the registered student?
So registered student?
I mean the student who just passed the question through us, and then
Okay.
we will ask you the question.
Okay.
So maybe this question is quite specific, but the student is asked about the courses that offered by Epitech. They ask, is there any courses related to cybersecurity?
Cybersecurity, some courses, some projects. So we will be offered by cybersecurity in 3-year program. Yes. Yes.
All right. So one more question. So at SIIT, we have many engineering programs and also technology. And some students would like to know what programs at SIIT can apply for the student programs at Epitech.
Yes, good question. It depends on, that's why we when you apply for Epitech, you cannot mention which. So we offer three programs, and when you apply for, when you have basic C language, for example, we will suggest you to the first year program. And if you have advanced technical skills, and for example, if you are a 3rd-year student or 4-year student in SIIT, we may suggest you to join us for 3 years program, the more advanced program. So this will be discussed during our interview, and will be decided by the academic advisor who will meet you from this through this interview.
All right, so it means that they should have some background about programming, computers, something like that.
Yes, exactly.
All right. One more question. You mentioned that courses there, all of courses are conducted in English, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So is it possible for students at SIIT in graduate level, for example, in master or PhD, can join the exchange program at Epitech?
So Epitech is oriented to practical education. So we are not oriented research. If you are PhD, you want to join, we don't have research direction. So PhD, I'm not sure PhD maybe interesting to apply for Epitech. But if you want to get more experience in practical in doing projects, yeah, we can also accept a PhD. It depends on your study plan and your direction.
All right. Thank you very much. And one more question about the accommodation. So you said that a student can also apply for the scholarship to get the accommodation there. Is it correct?
No, it's not a scholarship. It's a government financial support. This is a French government, the advantage that the French government gave to all students, whether in national students or international students, they can have the same condition. That means they can apply for the government financial support for the dormitory.
All right. So normally it's the full support for the whole period of their stay, or
yeah, depends on your. It depends on your if you get this financial support from the government, it will cover you the whole study period.
All right.
For the dormitory, it's not for scholarship, not for scholarship, but because we have exchange partnership, so students don't need to pay the tuition fee. The tuition fee are already waived, so you will only support your living expenses, and the French government may cover you some percentage of dormitory rent.
All right. So, but does it guarantee for students to get the support from the governments to regarding the accommodation?
So every student is eligible, and it depends. So it's it's question of time. Sometimes the administrative issues are take long time, and it depends also on your situation, on your dormitory. If it's a equipped dormitory, if the residence is convention with government. So in this case, the student can get the financial support, but maybe not immediately. It's a question of time. When you apply, normally you will get the support.
All right. Thank you very much. So,
all right. So is that all from Chantisha?
yeah, that's all.
Okay, so maybe if you have other questions, you can be back later. So I just before I forget, can I ask about the size of the classes in Epitech? I mean, how many students per classes?
So that's what Epitech is very different. We don't have separated classes, so all the students are in a very we can say open space. They are just the difference of student status. If you are a student from first year is just beside of a student from third year. Mm-hmm. So we don't have the classroom for each promotion, each module, each specialized major, for example. All students are together. This way may facilitate with students exchange, students discussion, and yes, so we don't separate them in different promotions, in different classes.
So this is quite strange and interesting. So, and how many credits that is Epitech also use the ECTS?
ECTS, yes,
and
yes.
How is the maximum and minimum requirement for the credit that exchange student need to enroll in one semester?
So we offer every semester, we offer 30 ECTS project modules. And so how many credits students should achieve? It depends on your on SIIT, how many credits you require students to get during their semester exchange. So from our part, we offer 30 ECTS, and general, I think one SIIT credit equal 2 ECTS.
5 ECTS equal to 3 credits at SIIT. So okay. About 1.5 ECTS is 1 credit from SIIT, something like this. 1.57 or something.
Okay.
And what is, may I ask, what is the most popular program or field of study in Epitech, which is the most popular?
Most popular students depends on the students' level. For first year students, first year program, they will do so we are a very specific program at the beginning of each program called a pool program. So it's a 5 weeks very intensive programming period. So this is mandatory for every international student. So without joining this model, they can continue to do the other projects. So then students choose object-oriented, security, and web programming, mobile programming. These are subjects more very popular from international students.
All right. So mainly for the ICT program, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just only the ICT program, if I understand, if I'm correct, just only in the field of information, computer engineering, digital engineering, electrical.
Yes, because ABLAC we are only focus on computer science and software engineering, so we don't offer other majors. All the subjects are around the IT.
So about your academic calendar, because actually our student will join our partner university as the exchange student in their spring semester, which is about January intake until May or June. So what is your academic calendar? I mean, when should student arrive to Paris to join the class in this semester, in this spring semester?
Yes, so for the fall semester, if students join the first year program, the calendar will be, the program will start at end of September until beginning of January. And then spring semester will begin at beginning of January until June.
Until June.
Yeah.
So this is quite fit for SIIT calendar, because our calendar also start in the beginning of June and finish around end of May or beginning of June as well. So that means students who join Epitech will also quite flexible. I mean, easy to transfer the credit back in time with their friends in SIIT, so they can complete their graduation within the academic year, not late than others.
Okay, that's perfect. And if the student join third year program, the program will start at the beginning of September. So it depends on the program they are joining. So for third year program, they will start at the beginning of September and until end of December. And also the spring semester will start in January until June.
Yeah, I guess that normally our student would join in the spring semester. Yeah, and when is your nomination deadline again for the spring semester?
For the spring or for spring semester?
For the spring semester.
It will be end of October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nomination deadline will be end of October.
Yeah.
All right, because our application deadline will be by the end of April next month. And after that, we will have a process to select the student, to screen their qualification before approval and nominate them to the host university, to our partner university. Yeah.
Okay.
So I
think you are screening student for spring semester from January to June.
Yes.
Okay.
Because normally students need to complete their study in SIT until the first semester of their fourth year, which means until December. And then they can spend the last semester abroad as the exchange student, and then they can complete all 4-year study, which means that SIT 3.5 years and spend one last semester, which is their final semester abroad as the exchange student, and then come back, transfer all credit back to SIT, and then graduate from SIT.
Okay. Okay.
At the moment, I would like you to share about the pandemic situation in Paris, and also about course life, I mean campus life in Epitech, to our students who may a bit worry about the pandemic situation and during this period. Any strict rules or regulation that students should follow?
Okay, so the pandemic situation, how can I say, from yesterday, the French government will no longer require the wearing mask mandatory indoor and outdoor, except in transport, public transport, and in hospitals. So the situation, we are, I think in France, in every day there'll be about 118,000 new cases every day, but the hospitals, but they are the serious form is not increasing, so that's why government will no longer require the wear mask, and people are almost come back to the normal life. But if you want to wear the mask, you can still wear the mask. So we have no longer sanitary measures in this period. But if the situation gets worse, the sanitary measures will be required again by the government. For people from coming to France from abroad, they will not need to be quarantined neither. So yeah, like me, I will not wear the mask because I'm alone in this meeting room. But with my colleague, I will still wear the mask. So it's really up to you to protect yourself.
How about the new cases at the moment in Paris?
Not in Paris, in all the France, it's about 18,000.
All right.
Cases per day, yeah.
18,000, okay. So
yeah, but the serious form in hospital is not increasing, so that's why people are not so worried about this Omicron.
Does the vaccine passport still required to enter the building, the restaurant, or some places? I mean, vaccine passport, is it mandatory?
From yesterday, it's no longer mandatory, but just in this period, yeah, we have the sanitary vaccination passport, and from yesterday it is suspended at this moment. But maybe if the situation gets worse, they will require again.
All right, so thank you for the information. Just before we finish the session of Epitech, we have 2 minutes to ask to ask about the summer school.
Yeah.
How do you call summer school or summer program? I'm not sure.
Summer school or summer program.
Yeah, summer school. Actually, for your information, SIT students used to join Epitech some years ago. Yeah, and they did well as well. So I think this is very interesting for SIT student as well to join the summer school. With this course, how much SIT student need to pay for this program?
So the normal program fee is 2,400 euro, all inclusive. As we have partnership with exchange students, so we can offer exchange students, we can waive the tuition fee for exchange students. So for them, they will only pay 1,600 euro for 3 weeks, all inclusive. So including the housing during the program, and breakfast, two meals per week, per day during the weekdays, and all cultural activities, and robotic material kit, and also French languages classes, and also transport card in Paris for 3 weeks.
Will they get kind of like a academic transcript or certification after completion the program after these 3 weeks?
Yes, we will grant 6 ECTS and also provide a certificate and a transcript.
So how many credits from this program that they will earn for these 3 weeks?
6 ECTS.
6 ECTS, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is very interesting for our student, because I have saw some picture from our student who joined in the previous years, and they join many activities, including a workshop, excursion, and many activities. So seems very interesting. So when is the period for this program again?
From 4 to July 4 to 22.
Okay, 4 to 22 July, and
July.
deadline is
May 30. May 30. Yeah, May 30.
okay, around the end of May, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I think actually we already have this information, and I guess that my colleagues also shared to our student. And let's see if we have some students who are available. I mean, who are eligible to join this program. Yeah. All right, I guess that now we complete the presentation from Epitech, which is a very nice presentation today. So on behalf of SIIT, me and Trandisha and also our team would like to thank you very much to Claire for your nice presentation and also a very active cooperation to SIIT during the previous year until now. So we hope to have more exchange students from both sides in the near future. So thank you very much for today.
Thank you very much for offering this opportunity, and thank you for the cooperation. And we look forward to receiving SIIT students in Paris.
Yes, and also we are looking forward to welcoming Epitech students to join us in the next semester as well, in the coming year as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Got a list of nomination.
Oh, really?
Yes, we said already.
Epitech students soon. Wow, so excited to see them soon. All right, thank you very much, Claire, for today.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, ค่ะพี่ชนคะ actually we still have about 8 minutes before the next university, which our lovely colleagues from Weingarten is already here, but we still have around 8 minutes for some talk about the question or that student just like Q&A from our student. Okay.
Okay, so actually I have a question regarding the exchange track. Okay, so how is it possible for SIIT students to change the track of study in case of they cancel or they cannot go aboard after the application procedure has done?
Yes, actually, yes. Actually, I supposed to conclude all of this information tomorrow when we finish all the program. But for this question, of course, I can answer at the moment. Actually, as you know that we have 3 tracks of study, senior project track, which you study 4 years in SIT, exchange track, which means you study abroad in your last semester, and extended training track. So for those who apply to join the exchange track, that means you are aiming to go and join our partner university as the exchange student, but finally the program is suspended or canceled, or you cannot travel or whatever, you may be able to back to study in SIT in your last semester, but you have to be aware that at that time, if, for example, if second semester which you're supposed to go abroad has done, start already, so you may not be able to enroll to study in that semester, same as like your friend. You may have to wait until summer semester or need to do some kind of special project. You need to discuss and talk with your program secretary and your advisor. So we always remind students to have the backup plan always, even though you already applied and you got accepted from the partner university, but you will be sure that you can travel until the day of your traveling. As I always inform to our students that sometime, for example, next week you are planning to travel, for example, to Germany, but finally the program is canceled, so you have to be back your plan and come back to study. But at that time, you cannot register at SIT because it's already in the mid of semester. For example, this month is March, right? Your friend who are in SIT already start that semester since January, which means it's not possible for you to enroll classes here. So you need to wait until the summer semester to register for your summer class. or some student may have consult with your program advisor to do some project work or whatever. So you need to have the backup plan. Anyway, you can switch from exchange track to senior project track anyway. Yeah.
So is it still possible for students to complete their bachelor degree at the same period of like other students?
And I mean, for those who change from exchange track to senior project track, it might be possible if you can complete the course in the summer semester, because remember that you still have the summer semester, and normally it's possible, except you still have to collect all courses. I mean, you are in the extra case that cannot complete, I mean, regular classes like your friend, but normally it's possible if you plan with your program secretary and your academic advisor earlier. They should already have the backup plan for you.
All right, so our students should have the backup plans.
Yes, all right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I think that now our partner, our lovely colleague is here. So why not we start to welcome our lovely colleagues from Weingarten a bit earlier than our expected time. So good afternoon from Thailand to Barbara. So you have to unmute your microphone first, Barbara.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, of course. Hello.
Okay. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone from Weingarten. My name is Barbara Wildenheim, and I'm very happy to be there with you, and I'm hoping to introduce the RWU, the Hochschule Ravensburg-Weingarten, to you.
All right, Barbara. Yeah.
Should I put on the presentation, Puchalika?
Of course, if you are ready. So, and actually, I would like to just introduce my colleague, Shontisha. You may have.
Of course, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, if you are ready, please take your time to start the presentation about Weingarten University of Applied Science. So, again, our student, please welcome our lovely colleague from Germany, Barbara from Weingarten.
Okay, I will see. Now I have to ask you if you can see everything.
Yes, we can see, but it seems that they are double screen. So you need to make it in the full screen.
That's right. I was hoping to be able to see myself, because I much rather talk to someone at least instead of I only see the present. Hang on. What can I do? Do you still see two screens?
Yes.
And you don't see me. Do you still see me?
Yeah, of course.
Let me see. Maybe I can change something here. Do you still see something?
Yeah, I can see your presentation, but not but not in the full screen. Just only one, screen. Let me help you to find how can we get the full screen.
I thought I did. Let me.
Yeah, I think that one.
Is it in full screen now?
Not yet.
Because from my side, I have two screens in front of me, and in one screen it's full screen, and in the other it's not.
Yeah. I guess that because you are using two screen system, I guess that is fine.
Shall I turn one screen off? Is that better?
Sorry?
Shall I turn one screen off? Would that be better?
Maybe let's try.
Okay, I will try. It's not doing anything as usual. I thought I was well prepared with 2 screens here. I thought that would be better.
Don't worry, we still have time. And just for our student information, Weingarten is our longest partnership. I mean, more than 20 years, I guess. So this is a very good chance.
Right.
In a secret, we also have good news from Weingarten as well. Just wait to see what is the good news.
One second, I will ask my colleague.
Yeah, please.แอบกระซิบน้องๆนิดนึงมหาลัยนี้มีทุนไปแลกเปลี่ยนด้วยนะคะแต่เดี๋ยวรอเขามาให้ข้อมูลเราก็ทุนเขา
Ja, und ich präsentiere nach Thailand. Ich dachte, ich könnte dann da die Präsentation sehen und da nicht. Die sehen aber die Präsentation nur in klein und nicht groß. Jetzt wollte ich den ausschalten, aber der geht nicht aus. Ich habe einfach hier schon drauf gedrückt, der müsste doch da eigentlich ausgehen.
Normalerweise schon. Dann müsste im schlimmsten Fall einfach ausstecken, oder?
Ja, aber das wollte ich jetzt eigentlich auch nicht. Are there any changes now?
Not yet. Same as.
Okay, because I turned off the other screen.
Yeah, maybe you can start again. Student just recommend F5 on keyboard.
Was könnte ich denn machen? Da bin ich, genau. Und jetzt, wenn ich die Präsentation, also ich werde das.
Du hast den Bildschirm freigegeben?
Ja, habe ich. Ja, du kannst doch nochmal neu machen.
Yeah. No, not. Student just suggest F5 on the keyboard.
Den anderen auch noch freigeben? Aber wie? Also dann das noch, oder?
Mal hier Bildschirm 2. Ja. Und jetzt sollten Sie das sehen.
It works now. Perfect.
Has it changed?
Yeah, it perfect now. So.
And you see the presentation and you see a bit of me.
Yeah, I see your one screen of your presentation and I can also see your face as well.
Okay, because I don't see you. Is that normal?
Yes, of course, it's normal because you will see your screen. So now just continue. When you stop, then you can see yourself. Thanks
okay, well, it's new for me to talk to myself, but then warm welcome from here from Weingarten. And as Pechalika just mentioned, we have a very long-standing cooperation and relationship with SIIT. And in the past 6 years, we've always had between 2 to 6 students here in Weingarten every year. I've just said goodbye to the last 4 ones a couple of weeks ago. Normally they come for a full year, for 2 semesters. And this is actually the first year that we have no new students from Thailand, which makes me kind of sad. And I would like to introduce our university to you, hoping that maybe you would consider coming to RWU in the future again. That would be really great. Okay, let me start. Our university is rooted in the region and open to the world. Now it doesn't, why don't I get the next one? As you can see, I haven't done this very often. Now the PowerPoint presentation doesn't continue, so I have to ask my colleague once more. I'm sorry.
No problem. นะคะน้องๆอยากฟังของดีต้องใจเย็นๆแต่พี่บอกว่าที่นี่มี scholarship จริงๆ
Okay, alles klar. Okay, perfect. So now you see the picture of the main building of our university. Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so welcome again. Weingarten is really located in the heart of Europe and in the south of Germany, close to Austria, close to Switzerland, close to the mountains, close to Lake Constance. The university actually was founded in 1964 in Ravensburg. That's why it still carries the name Ravensburg. It's Hochschule Ravensburg-Weingarten, University of Applied Sciences. And we started with only 2 study programs in German, mechanical engineering and physical engineering. Of course, this has changed a lot until today. Now we have 31 study programs, 3,700 students and around 100 professors. Of these 31 study programs, several are held in English. We have 3 or 4 bachelor programs which are taught in English during the first 4 semesters and then continued in German. You can actually do you can come without knowing any German. You take German during 4 semesters and then you finish your studies with a German bachelor. And we also have 2 master programs which are fully taught in English. We are at the moment about 16%, so it's more than 400 students are international, which in such a small place like Weingarten, I will tell you the figures later, is quite a large number. So you will see internationals everywhere, and people are quite used to having contacts to international people. As I mentioned before, we have several English taught programs. One of them is electrical engineering and IT. Fairly new is still electrical mobility and green energy. Then we have mechanical engineering, physical engineering, and the 2 masters are electrical engineering and embedded systems and mechatronics. And we actually have many students from Southeast Asia, well, actually from South Asia, from India, Pakistan, and Nepal, who love to come for the degrees, but also from African countries, from the Middle East, some European countries, and South America. For exchange students, basically you can do anything and everything. You can take English lectures, and we are lucky because there's so many English taught programs, so all these lectures are open to you, of course, as well. You can take German lectures if you have the corresponding level of language. If you know language at the level of, let's say, B1, B2, then you can definitely take courses in German here. You can take projects. Basically in all faculties, we have different types of projects. I mean, professors offer different types of projects, and I sent a list around when you apply, and then you can take a look at what topic you are interested in, and then I usually check up front with the professor if he is willing to take a student or not. Then, of course, we have German language courses and other language. You can also take, I think this semester we'll have French, Italian, Spanish, Turkish, we have Portuguese, Japanese, and Chinese. So if you want to expand your language knowledge, then you can also do that. And then we also have some intercultural courses like intercultural sensitization, and we have another program about which I want to tell you later. This is more related, it's like a small business program which we have started a long time ago, but which we have slightly changed. We would describe our university as small, smart, and safe. I'm sitting here in the office, in the international office, and when I look out of the window, I can actually see one of the dormitories. It's like a 1-minute walk, and all the other buildings on campus are no more than 5 minutes foot walk away. So it's one campus. It's one campus. You have very short distances. You can walk 5 minutes into the city center, into the small city center. The ratio between professors and students is very small. So there's about 1 professor to 35, 40 students. There's a close cooperation between the faculties, and it's a quiet and friendly environment here. It's not a big city, it's a small city, so everything is rather calm. To give you an idea about where we are located, this is Lake Constance, the gray large thingy here. And we are part in 2 cooperations, actually. There's the International Lake Constance University, of which 30 universities in 4 countries are members. You have Germany in the north, you have Switzerland and Austria in the south, and there is small Liechtenstein. And there's also the University Federation Southwest, where 7 universities of applied sciences in the federal state of Baden-Württemberg work together. There's some synergies and professional exchanges. Okay, our professors and teachers can also develop their teaching methods, and particularly in pandemic times, we all had to learn how to do lectures online. So there was a lot of support. We had to have an extra team there where everyone can profit from, also the professors, but also the students. And overall, we have a very hands-on approach of teaching. That is something special about these universities of applied sciences in difference to normal universities. In a university of applied science, you have you have theoretical lessons, but you also work a lot in labs, for example. You work with companies, so it's a very practical approach. And the professors working here, they all have to have at least 5 years of an industry background. So all of them worked at least for 5 years in one or more companies, so they know basically how things work. They're not just only teaching you theoretic stuff, but they know how it's actually used. And they have lots of cooperations with companies and do research and all the rest. Yes, the university as such also has close cooperation with companies. The German students also all have to do a compulsory practical semester, I think after the 5th semester. Some of the companies endow professorships. So they actually pay a professor for a certain amount of years to teach here in a topic that is interesting for industry. There are scholarships and prizes, and our labs are partially equipped by companies. And we also have every year in November, we have 2 full days where lots of companies from the region, many of them small and medium-sized, but also larger ones, actually come to the university, present themselves, and students, both German and international, have the opportunity to get in touch with them, introduce themselves, maybe even hand in an application, at least get contact and understand better what these companies are doing. To give you an idea what kind of companies are around here, as you can see, ZF is one of the largest. It's in Friedrichshafen. It's an automotive supplier. We have lots of automotive suppliers here, actually. Airbus, EADS, it's more space related. Maybe you know this small blue triangle. It stands for Ravensburger. Maybe every one of you has a puzzle back home or any kind of board game which comes from Ravensburger. The company is actually located in Ravensburg. You have Hilti. It's a big, I think they produce lots of tools for handcraft tools. They are located in Liechtenstein and so on and so forth. I mean, Bosch, Mercedes-Benz and such companies, they are located in Stuttgart, and then you have Siemens and the likes, Audi in Ingolstadt and Siemens in Munich. But the region is fairly close. So you have lots of companies here. But many students look at the large companies, but don't underestimate the small and medium-sized. Many of our degree-seeking students who finish their bachelor here actually stay, get a job and work here for several years before they go back home. To give you a bit of idea what kind of research or interdisciplinary projects are offered, we're quite known for artificial intelligence. So there's lots of projects that have to do with robots. There's actually an institute, an artificial intelligence institute, and those who are interested there's courses and labs, and of course there are also projects that can be previously arranged. We have an e-mobility lab that's actually pretty new still, where they work on the latest techniques with regards to e-mobility. We also have a new building where you can try out certain digital innovations. For example, 3D print. I can just tell for myself, my daughter recently went to the US and she wanted to have something from us. So my daughter and her sister, they went to the lab, and they have 170 cameras, and you can take a picture taken from you, and then they do a printout. And now we have a small little figure with my 2 daughters, which she took with her to the US. So that was kind of nice. And they are open, they're actually happy if people come and try things out. And there's lots more than I can tell you because it's not my background, of course. But once you're here, we can arrange for you to have a look and see what's interesting for you. We also have lots of international projects. We work with Israel. We have a Formula student team, and they have a particular cooperation with Israel. In Poland, there's something about autonomous driving and automated processes. And every year, there's a cooperation between Australia, Estonia, and Germany with regards to IT security and IT forensics. I think Estonia is one of the countries which is most furthest developments with regards to e-technologies. They have everything digital. Okay, now more about the world and Weingarten. We, the International Office, look after degree-seeking and exchange students before and during your stay in Weingarten. I have a colleague, she's totally responsible for the degree-seeking students, and I'm responsible for you. You apply with me, you send in your application with me, and then you get from me, we get your learning agreement signed, we get the admission letter signed, then we welcome you here, we hold a welcome week together, and I support you throughout the time to get your, to get your courses and everything. And in the very end, before you leave, not before you leave, after you left, you will receive your transcript from me. As it's mentioned there, you can actually come for 1 or for 2 semesters. It depends what fits best for you. Maybe to just explain, the spring or summer semester lasts from March until the end of August. You actually would have to be here from March because we always start with a welcome week, continue with a German intensive course, which lasts 1 week. And then actually yesterday, the lecture period starts. But the last day of the exams is already at the end of, it's like 25th of July. So you are still here enrolled as a student until the end of August, which means you would have time to either, if you have to go back because your studies begin earlier, you can go back, or you can simply stay here, enjoy your time, or you can go traveling, or if you did a project, you can finish your project until the end of August because your room contract is until the end of August. The winter semester starts on the 1st of September. We usually start in mid-September with our welcome week, then follow 2 weeks of intensive course of German, but only half day. It's the time frame we have available in March is shorter. And then the semester, the lecture period will start in early October. And the exams last until mid-February, but the semester also ends at the end of February. So there's only a time frame of about 10 days that are actually free before the next semester starts, or which means for you to go back. So it's maybe something that you need to think about, what is the best possibility for you, 1 semester, 2 semester, or both. What might be interesting for you to consider, since you do your exchange experience abroad pretty late in your studies, and if it's possible, I don't know, you might be able to do a bachelor thesis here. But that's something that, of course, needs to be arranged up front, but it's a possibility. So that's something you could talk with Pichalika about. What do we offer for students? As I just mentioned, we offer welcome week. I have a certain number of rooms available in these dorms I just mentioned across. There's a newer one and an older one. They both have their pros and cons. So you basically tell me whether or not you want a room, and I can basically guarantee you that you get a room up to a certain number of students, but usually it's enough. And then throughout the semester after the welcome week, we offer certain events. We do country evenings in our student pub here. I will show you a few pictures, then you know more. We do some excursions, and we have a buddy program. For example, we did an excursion, actually even during pandemic times, we did 2 excursions last year. We went to the Schaffhausen, to the Rhine Fall, maybe you know, it's a large waterfall in Switzerland. We go by train to Switzerland and then walk to there. And it's on a beautiful day, it's nothing better than that, because on the one hand, you're outside, on the other hand, you meet new people, and it's a lovely environment. The second excursion was to the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Stuttgart. It was in November, early December, and we were lucky enough to be still able to visit one of the only Christmas markets still open before they closed again, because the numbers were going too high. But normally we have between 3 or 4 excursions every year, which you are welcome to join at a very small cost. Then this, I was mentioning these country presentations. We usually take a look at, what is our international group comprised of this year. Last year we had, for example, I had 8 to 10 Spanish students and a lot of French students. So we actually asked them to do a Spanish evening. At some points, we had several students from South America, from different South American countries. So we asked them to do a South American evening. To do an evening means they basically present us their country from their point of view. They cook something, which we pay for, of course, and then they offer it to the other students, and then we have a nice evening together. So it's all about getting to know other people, other countries, other cultures, and having a good time together. Then in November, there's always an international day where we ask international students to cook some homemade food, some food they would also eat back home. And then we offer it in the foyer of the main building. And it's also a great way of exchanging. Employees of the ABU participate, other students participate, so it's a nice happening. It couldn't take place in the past 2 years, and we very much hope so that it will take this year. There's one other thing that we do in the winter semester. We do some Christmas cookie. Well, it's not banking, it's baking. We do some Christmas cookie baking, which is always very nice. We eat the cookies afterwards, and then we drink some hot wine together and have a good time, sing Christmas songs. And in the summer semester, we usually do a barbecue in our park, just behind the international office, where also everyone can join. Okay, from Weingarten to the world, we also, of course, we have outgoing students, and they have the possibility to go to one of our partner universities in 30 countries. They can do a study semester, they can do a practical semester, and they can also do their final thesis abroad. And of course, also I myself or a professor could go abroad for mobility. Okay, some more about student life in Weingarten. As I mentioned before, there's 3 dormitories. A 4th one is just being built. It's being torn down and a new one is being built. So all around the campus, we have dormitories. Some students also live in in Ravensburg, but most of them live here. We have several student initiatives where you're very welcome to participate. First responder is more like, you know, when something happens or somebody is sick, then somebody comes and helps them. We have this Formula student team. They build like a Formula 1 car every year and participate in student races all across Europe. We have an environmental working group. Since we have so many Indian students, we have a Council of Indian Students and so on. And there's also some free sports classes from students by students, and there's a big band also. Maybe to give you an idea about the region, some pictures. As I mentioned before, we are close to the mountains, but well, let me start with Weingarten first. Weingarten is a small city of about 25,000 inhabitants. There are 2 universities. We are actually next door to the Teachers University, to the PH. So overall, there are around 7,000 students alone in Weingarten. And there are lots of traditions in here. We have this huge church here. It's the biggest Baroque church north of the Alps. We have something that's called Blutritt. It's at the end of May, there's 3 or more thousand people on horses ride through the city, and it's some religious thing. It's a blood drop from Jesus Christ. They think they have here, and it's getting carried from one place to another, and everyone, you know, it's kind of it's a mixture between a holy and a traditional event. The church, many people often sit outside here of the church on the steps and, you know, meet each other, enjoy a beer or something like that. Oops, hang on. What happened now? Ravensburg is the next city. It's the sister city, so to speak, but as it often is, they're also rivals a little bit. It's the larger town. It's got 50,000 inhabitants, double. It's the economic hub of Upper Swabia, Oberschwaben, as we call it. It has a medieval town center and a rich cultural program. As you can see, there are many towers. It's also called the City of Towers. We have, for example, an ice hockey team, which is called the Tower Stars. There's a lovely Christmas market, which had to be canceled last year, but which we hope, of course, will take this year. In summer, in July, we always have a huge festival, a huge traditional festival, the Routenfest. and people actually wear special dressings, special dress and everything. And the girl you see in the picture here, it's not in here on purpose. I didn't put it in here, but it's actually my younger daughter, and the one in the back is my larger daughter. They both participated once. When you go to school, then they ask you soon if you want to participate in a procession, and it's many people take holidays during these. It's on the 25th of July, around there. Many people take vacation during that time because it's so special to them. Okay, so more with regards to the region. Up here, you see a type of carnival. Carnival down here is different. It's more you want to scare away the winter time. People wear masks, so you don't see their faces. It's not the same type of carnival which you may or not know from the Rhine-Main area. Then on very nice days without any fog, you can actually see the mountains like this. It doesn't happen very often. It's Lake Constance in between, and then you see, is it Lindau? I don't know. And then you see the Alps behind, which is really a lovely view. It feels like you can basically reach your hand out and you can touch them, but it's not very far. The lake from Ravensburg is about 20 kilometers away, and to go to Austria, it's by train less than an hour. And to go to Switzerland, you cross the lake via a ferry, and you're in Constance, which is still Germany, but you can step on foot, you can step to Kreuzlingen, which is the sister city, and is already in Switzerland. The lake in the summer is wonderful for swimming. It's great, it's fantastic. People love to go there. And not this year, but oftentimes we have a lot of snow in winter. And I recall that especially for you, students from Thailand, it's a very special sight if you see such a lot of snow, and it's very exciting. And people here, it's easy to get to the mountains, either to go walking uphill or downhill, or to actually go skiing if you've done that before. Yeah, a few more pictures maybe. Here you see some of the food. Spätzle is very much liked here in Weingarten. Then you see the Basilica again, and these airships, they are called Zeppelin here. Maybe you know the history. There used to be a huge Zeppelin 100 years ago, which actually crossed the Atlantic. This is a much smaller version and only here for touristic reasons, but it's nice to see it in summer because it always crosses the lake and up to Weingarten, to Ravensburg at least, yeah. Okay, here once more to see where Weingarten is actually located. Weingarten here, Ravensburg is next, then Friedrichshafen is a very small airport, not a lot of airline companies actually fly there. So your best guess would actually be Stuttgart or Zurich. And then there's Munich a little. So all these three cities are between 2 and 3 hours away, depending on the train connection or the bus connection you have after what you take, or the ferry connection indeed. If you go to Zurich, you would probably rather take a ferry across the lake. I would like to present to you another program which we offer and which is open to you. It's called the International Academy, which consists, it's basically 1 or 2 semesters, including practical projects with the industry. It takes place both in summer and in winter in English. It's available for international exchange students, it's available for international degree seekings, and it's available for also German degree seekings. You will get some social, cultural, and industry exposure. I will show you in a minute. You will get a letter of attendance specifically for the International Academy. And you will get a transcript overall for everything you did at RWU. To give you an idea, these are more business, management, and social, how should I say, social capabilities related courses that we offer. Maybe take a look, something like cross-cultural communication, teamwork. For the first time this year, we offer something like consumer psychology. We have entrepreneurial leadership, which is actually taught by a Thai professor at the moment. We have something like supply chain management. We have international marketing, change management, and the practical sales project seminar, for example. It's a professor who's still working at a company. He offers it. And the way it works is he offers a first appointment in presence. Then you talk about what is the topic all about. You have groups, you form groups, and then you get a certain task. And then you work on this task with interim appointments with the company again. You get to see the company, you get to know the company. You might even get a certificate by the company. And in the end, you have a full course. You achieved some, you have a presentation which you present to the company, and hopefully it will be useful what you found out in your task. And then you get your credits and it will be put into your transcript and certificate. This actually takes place for, basically every semester we have at least one practical project seminar. There's more, also there's international project management, which is very well liked because it's something that everyone needs regardless of where he or she comes from. Business German is for those, I mean, I suggest to all of you, every one of you who comes to Germany, I would always suggest to take a German course because it makes your life here much easier. It makes it much easier to integrate. Most of the people speak some English, but it's easier if you know some of the German language, because it also, it makes you know more about the customs and the culture and everything. And so I always suggest that you get credits for that, but it's not a must, but I strongly recommend it. If you already have a higher level of German, at least B1, then you can join a business German course as well, which might be useful for someone who would maybe later on like to work in a German company. There are several partners we work with together, meaning that we have lecturers from their universities teaching in our international academy or vice versa. And we also offer a range of events in between, meaning that we offer some speeches about interesting topics from certain companies. And on the right side, you see just some of the companies who participated in that. What are the criteria to get such a certificate? For an exchange student who's here for one semester, they need to fulfill 15 ECTS within the range of the International Academy in order to be able to get such a letter of such a letter of attendance. If you stay for 2 semesters, then you need 30 ECTS. Yeah, and it doesn't matter for you for the degree-seeking students. So I think it's fairly easily doable for you. And I think from what I know from our students who are currently here or were here the previous semesters, there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. And what's good about it is it's not only a small group of international exchange students, but it's also the international degree students plus German students. So it's a mixture, and you will really meet other people, discuss topics on a broader horizon, which I'm sure will be useful for every one of you. We try to keep connected via different social media channels. Hang on. Oh yeah, and that's something that I didn't mention before. Sorry, maybe I should have mentioned it before. There's something that we are very happy to be able to offer you. The federal country of Baden-Württemberg has a foundation which is called Baden-Württemberg Foundation. They offer scholarships to highly qualified German and international students every year. And I am able to usually offer between 1 or 2 scholarships every year, not every semester, but every year to your university as well. It depends a little bit on how many people apply. That's usually something I talk to Pichalika about then, but it's definitely available. Maybe you are interested in knowing also how many students we have. I think I mentioned that the overall number, I think we are around 400 students overall, international students from those 3,700. And there's around between 15 and 25 exchange students every semester. It's nothing that I can actually envision before. Like, for example, this year I have 6, or this semester I have 6 or 7 students from Turkish universities, which normally never happens. Normally I have 1 or 2 students from there. but I have no students from Finland who normally come quite often. So it's something you never know beforehand. So every year it's new for us too, and it's interesting, and we try to make the most out of it, and we try to bring everyone together here so that they have a good time. Yeah, I think this is more or less what I wanted to say to you. I'm not sure if I covered everything or if there's maybe something important that I missed. But what I would like to say is also that you can always get in touch with Pechalika and ask for your senior students, those who were here in the last year or who just left, or those who were here last year or the years before. I'm sure she will bring you in touch with them if you have any specific questions. And you can always also get in touch with me if there's anything that I left out today or that you're not sure about. Or of course, you can also use the possibility to ask questions now. I hope I was able to convey a little bit what RWU is all about. And yes.
All right, thank you very much to Barbara for a very nice presentation today, especially in the last slide with the scholarship, which is very attractive to our student, of course. So again, thank you very much. And even though I know Hochschule Weingarten for more than 10 years, for a whole of my life at SIIT, which is almost 20 years. So Weingarten is the first university that I have deal with, and we have learned more. But today I still excited to learn new things from Weingarten as well. So thank you very much for this presentation. And just actually, before we move back to some of the questions that students wish to know, how many scholarships that should be available for SIIT student in, for example, if we nominate them to the next summer term, which is March next year, March 2023?
To be very honest, it's very difficult for me to say. Usually they tell us that we have a certain amount available, which I can then split into several scholarships, but then I never know who applies. I mean, we have certain universities where we offer it to, and then of course it depends a little bit about the number of applications I receive. So
but anyway,
one is definitely, sorry?
It's still available, of course, but don't know the number yet.
Yeah, one for sure, and probably two. And then of course, if you have several students who would like to come, we can always discuss about a different sizing, if you so to speak.
Yeah, as we have the experience in the previous years, we have kind of scholarship to maybe 5 or 6 students, which is still in a big amount, because at that time I remember that not so many students applied to this scholarship, so it's a good benefit for SIIT students at that time as well. But let's see for the next year how.
We're happy to receive as many students as possible, and whatever I can do is, of course, I'd like to expand it to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, because our students in the previous year were very much appreciated in this scholarship, because it could cover, I mean, almost everything during their life in Weingarten as well. So before I start my question, maybe Shantisha first, if you have some question from the registered student to ask Barbara.
Okay, so actually students, they ask a lot about the scholarship, that provide to students. And is there any additional requirements for students who would like to apply for the scholarship, apart from?
Basically, you need, hang on, I think it was in the picture here. What we usually ask for, but basically you need to do an application, a normal application to RWU, and then separately from that, once we nominate someone for a scholarship, then they need to log into another system and need to provide certain types of information to the foundation. And that is a letter of motivation with information about your current studies and like why you apply for the scholarship. It's a curriculum vitae and your current transcript of records, which you also sent to me for the application before. A certificate that you are actually registered at SIIT at the time when you apply, and maybe an appraisal by any professor, something like that. But that's and that you need to provide to the system in order for them to look at the students and see whether, but I mean, basically we do we here at the International Office, we do the, how do you call that? We first take a look at the students applying, and then we suggest them to the foundation, and they will make sort of their final choice. But as soon as we allocate someone, it's pretty sure.
All right, thank you very much. So for SIIT students, the deadline should be in October, right? Because all of them will join summer semester.
Yes, as far as I know, most of the Thai students always join the summer semester, and then the deadline would be the 31st of October. That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
I will, usually I send around the information to the universities, to our partner universities, like a reminder about 6 weeks before, and then there's still time enough. But of course, I think it works different for you. I think your students have to apply now for next year, correct? Then they can already you can already send me your recommendations and everything now. The only thing is that I can, most of the courses are set as they are part of a study program, but some of them, there may be some changes, and this is maybe sort of a risk that students may take. But of course, we always think in the interest of students, and we will always make sure if something has to be cancelled, that we will offer something equivalent. But it's something that there's maybe a little bit of more uncertainty as to what kind of courses they are offered.
All right. So Ms. Pishalika, can you please confirm with our students that about the timeline? So does it mean that they have to complete the application at SIIT by, I'm not sure when is the deadline at SIIT?
Actually, for the process, they need to apply to SIIT in the same period that we announced, which is by the end of April, because we need to firstly screen the student who will be nominated for the regular exchange program. And for the scholarship, we normally will make that ranking and inform to Weingarten later about the ranking of the student to be considered from the first rank, second rank, third rank, even though the scholarship may finally just only the first 2 ranks. So we just rank them. But so as from this presentation, you can see that for the summer semester next year, the deadline will be end of October, which is around the same time that we also nominate students to join the summer semester as well. So that means when we nominate this group of students to Weingarten for the regular exchange program, we will also rank them for the scholarship for Weingarten to consider whether, but of course, for example, if we nominate 5 students, we will rank them number 1 to number 5, but finally, Barbara or teams from Weingarten will consider how many of them will get the scholarship from the first rank, second rank, third rank. As she mentioned, that it depends on the availability of the scholarship at that time. Yes. So students just don't worry about the period of applying to the scholarship. They will just need to firstly submit the application to SIT first. To apply for the exchange program, first, and then if there are some additional requirement or documents that they need to add more, we will just inform to the student later. Is that right, Barbara?
Yes, that's perfect.
Thank you very much. We have a question here. Are we going to get dual degree exchange students like 2 years ago?
No, that's the big difference. You will not get a German bachelor degree anymore. That has changed. We cannot offer that anymore. Instead, you will get this. You will get a normal transcript to be able to finish your studies. And if you stayed on for, and you will also get this letter of attendance. And if you stay on for a second semester, then it's basically for your own benefit, if I understand well. But it may be very useful for you because you can learn more German and you can take part in a lot more courses. And then you get a letter of attendance. Again, you get a transcript and you get a letter of attendance for the full period. But it's not the same anymore. Sorry?
Can we call that certificate from the university? Is that certificate? Instead of double degree student will get another certificate in case if they stay in Weingarten for 2 semesters, because normal exchange program will take only 1 semester. But for the student, is that only for just only international program, which for management only? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean that all program can apply to this 2 semester program. Just only student from School of Management Technology, not for all programs. So if student from Management Technology spend 2 semesters in Weingarten, they will get another certificate from Weingarten that to certify that you complete international academy something from Weingarten, but not bachelor degree program anymore.
No.
You will get just only 1 degree from SIIT, from Thammasat University.
Yeah, we know very well that it's not the same, but we still think it might be useful for you to prove via a certificate from a foreign university that you actually participated in such and such different types of courses. I think it can also be very useful for your future careers.
Yeah, it's very useful, because when our student complete 1 year, 2 semester in Weingarten, they get benefit. I mean, they can improve their German language. They can improve their, experience, and can have some more chance to study, to further their study in the master degree program in some region of Germany. Yes.
Maybe this is something personal. You will allow me to add. Normally, all of the Thai students came for 2 semesters. I only very rarely had those coming for 1 semester. And from my feeling and from what talking to them and everything, I think, maybe now it's also Corona times that made it more difficult. That's maybe one thing. But I think staying on for a 2nd semester is even better, because I don't know, in the first few months, everything is so new, so different culture, different traditions. How do I behave? Gee, people are talking so openly and directly to each other. That was, for example, a previous feedback I had from a Thai student. He was in the beginning, they didn't really dare to talk openly. And after a while, they realized, this is the way people talk to each other here. It's not being impolite. It's just saying openly, politely but openly, what you think, what you want, and so on, and then you will get a direct answer as well. And this is something that maybe takes a while until you learn it, and it may be very useful for you if you plan to work in an international company in the future. So if you have the opportunity and you have the time, and your parents or who else can support you, I would always suggest to go for 1 year, because I think it makes you grow up a lot more.
But this is only for the management student, right? Is it possible?
Okay, that's something that I cannot judge. I'm sorry.
Sorry. So is it possible if ICT student want to extend like 1 more semester, even though they will not get another certificate? Is it possible to just extend 1 more semester?
I think yes. I don't have our agreement in front of my eyes at the moment, in front of me, but normally every student can stay here for either 1 or 2 semesters. Yes,
that's right. Yeah, but for the student in international academy, which is only from School of Management, can get another certificate, because cost list is already provided in the curriculum for their program, right? But for another program, if you want to extend to 1 more semester, but for the scholarship, you cover only 1 semester, right? If I am right.
Yes. So the scholarship, I can only cover 1 semester, but in terms of lectures, that's what I try to convey. People are really very free here from our point of view. It's your rules that count, but if from your point of view, you set the rules, what they have to do, and then everything else here, whenever it makes sense, of course, you have to have the qualification to take a certain project, or if you want to take part in a master course, then of course you have to be of a higher level. But generally speaking, you can do whatever makes sense here in terms of developing yourselves, and you will always get a transcript for all the courses together that you took, and you will get the certificate in particular for the management courses you took.
Yeah, all right. So as we have seen from your presentation, there are lots of projects that Hochschule Weingarten have done cooperate with the industrial, as students know that the University of Applied Science is more practical comparing to the technical university. So that means you have lots of connection, you have lots of network with the industrial, right? So is it possible if the student who go to Weingarten to just for a whole semester for the coursework, but is it still possible for them to do kind of like small project or some project with the professor during their study in Weingarten?
Yes, yes. I cannot promise you that it will always be with a company, because that's up to the, I don't know, each of the each professor's research project.
Professor in the university.
But yes, of course, as soon as students usually upon applying, students get an overview of projects, and then they can at least take a look and see if there's anything that they're interested in. Or they tell me, oh, you know, I'm doing something in artificial intelligence. Would there be anything in artificial intelligence at Weingarten that I can work on for a number of months? And this is something that we can usually arrange. What I usually do is I ask the professor if he's available, if he would take on a student, and usually I ask for a CV and the transcript, and then maybe a few, you know, what he did before, what he or she did before, so that it makes sense. And then, yes, it's possible. And then it's up to the student or the university, your university, to say, okay, student, instead of taking a course, the student can do a project which has to last 2 or 3 months, or 3 months or 4 months, and should get him or her 5 ECTS or 8 ECTS or something. That is something that is possible and that we can agree upon before the student is coming.
I see. So this is very, very useful, because as I understand, European University requires students to take, for example, 30 ECTS, but actually a student may transfer only, for example, 9, 10, 15 ECTS back to SIT. So the rest of credits, ECTS credits, might be, changed to another project that the student will get benefit and experience from doing the project with the supervisor in the host university. This will be good opportunity for the student to do the project, right? So, but both sides need to agree to each other first before student go to Weingarten or before student enroll. Is that right?
Can you say that again?
They need to get permission from supervisor from Weingarten before they go to Weingarten, or is it possible if they just, when they arrive and search for the supervisor and find some project work to do?
I mean, in the first, for your first suggestion, then of course it's clear. It's clear, okay, I'm interested in that and that topic, and Barbara helped me to talk to the supervisor, and everything's clear, and I will do that project, and it's clear. But of course, I have many students who come here and they tell me, oh, you know, I wanted to take the course and but it doesn't exist, but I'm interested, and can you help me find someone? I saw that there's maybe a project taking place, can you help me? And then of course it also works when they're here. They don't have to do it before, no. They can do it when they come here.
Seems flexible. So
it is flexible. I think usually students prepare a learning agreement before they come here. From our point of view, you have the first 4 to 6 weeks to make changes, because we think it makes sense to. Sometimes you take part in a course and then you realize, the topic is not what I thought it would be, or the professor is not what I thought he or she would be like, or anything else. And then there's the possibility to make changes, which they have to agree upon with you, of course. But from our point of view, it's easy. There may be, you know, let's say we have a master mechatronics course and there are already 25 people in a lab, and the professor says, sorry, I cannot take any more than 25 persons in a lab. Well, then that's a restriction, but that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I see
what I mean?
Yeah. So we get some point, and student might have some idea about what they're gonna do, what impact them. All right, Barbara, it seems that we have complete the time for the presentation. It's so fun to have chance talking with you, and actually we have many more topic and to talk and discuss with you, but unfortunately we have no more time.
That's
so
fine.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Is it possible for one more question from
Sure, please.
So student asked about the English proficiency test. Do you accept other types of English proficiency, English score, like TOEIC or something like? Because in Thammasat University there is the English proficiency test called TU GET. Is it possible to submit this?
TU GET.
You get
TU.
is
I've never.
kind of
I've heard of.
certificate of English for the student, which actually SIT requirement, I mean, for the English of the student, we require them to be like in B2 level, and SIT will also certify, issue a certification letter for student English ability to our partner university. So the question from Chontisha is that in case if student doesn't have any like TOEIC, TOEFL or IELTS score, is it possible to submit like TU GET score, which is from issued by Thammasat University, together with SIT issue confirmation letter about their English ability?
As long as somebody can somehow certify that the level of English they have is B2, and it's somehow I can somehow detect from whoever writes or signs something, then it's fine for me. I mean, it's in the own interest of a student to be able to understand and talk English at a certain level. So we have to ask for B2, but yeah, as long as you tell me this is equivalent to B2 or TOEFL or TOEIC or whatever they are called, then it should be fine for me, yes.
And also, as you know, that SIT courses here are taught in English. We are 100% international program, which also appear in the transcript. So this could certify student ability of the English proficiency.
Yeah, that is correct. The only thing is what I realize sometimes is that there's a big difference between written and spoken English, and some students are not so sure of themselves when talking in English. But maybe that's something that we need to trust, that after a while here talking to others, that will certainly improve. So that's maybe something that you need to take a look at. I don't know how much actually spoken English is taken care of. I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, Thai style student, they don't much speak out.
I mean, that's the only thing that I realize sometimes, that there's a big difference. I realize that when I first meet students, I have to really make sure that I speak slowly, because they're not used to talking or answering in English and express themselves and express all the needs they might have. And it's a big difference as to 6 months later.
Yeah, from many year experience with our Thai student or SIT student, I believe you know our student very well, that they may firstly be shy, but after that, when they are familiar with the I mean, environment and everything, they will speak a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've seen also they are opening up. I mean, the pandemic was a different story, but now that we're open again and that people can meet each other, they were also very open and were happy to meet other people. I think before they was just happy to have their own group of Thai students to be together with, to spend some time together with. And now it's really much more open and they meet each other, and that's really great.
All right. Okay, all right. Barbara, thank you very much for today. On behalf of SIT, we really appreciate in your effort to provide a presentation to share with our students today. Me, myself, and my teams from the International Affairs, and also our students have chance to learn a lot about Weingarten today, especially the details that something new for us. So we really hope that next year we will have students to visit Weingarten.
Yes.
And SIT also welcome Weingarten, I mean, your student to join us more and more after the pandemic. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kuchalika and Conchita. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to continuing the cooperation and receiving your students. Bye-bye to everyone.
Yes, and we hope that you can join our next event, maybe when we have some other program like this. Please come and join us again.
That would be very nice indeed. I've only been once to Bangkok airport, but never to Thailand. I mean, never really in the country. So
yeah,
would be a nice experience.
Yeah, also welcome to SIT, or otherwise just via the online channel like this, we can meet and talk and meet with the student. All right.
at least that's more easily to arrange, right? I mean, you can simply send around dates, and then at least people can talk to each other. It's not the same as meeting each other, but it's still more than nothing.
It's more easy. So even if you want our team like Chondisha to provide presentation to your student to learn more about SIT, please do that. We are more than happy to do that for your student as well.
Okay, perfect. I will tell that to Christine, to my colleague. Absolutely.
Okay. So thank you very
Great.
much for today, Barbara. Thanks again for everything.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you and bye
bye-bye
bye
to everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Kapishon, actually, we complete the program from the two universities today. Actually, as we mentioned earlier, that we supposed to have another university, which is from Germany as well, Munich University of Applied Science. But unfortunately, our colleague from Munich University of Applied Science is sick at the moment and cannot conduct the presentation. So it's a pity. By the way, today we have two students from Munich University of Applied Science who are here, who are actually in Munich at the moment for the exchange program. Can we just invite them to join our panel session to discuss a bit, maybe just 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes that we can ask them to come and chat. I'm not sure how can I call your name. So if you are here, Kali, okay, so กล้องใช่ไหมครับ What's your name
กล้องครับ
กล้องนะคะ and then another one March เหรอคะ Okay, all right. Welcome ค่ะ Welcome to SIT Global Week นะคะ กล้อง and March นะคะ Could you introduce yourself to น้องๆ in this Zoom นะคะ Maybe for those who are interested to go to MUAS Munich นะคะ because in Munich we have TUM and Munich University of Applied Science, which is two of these university are famous นะคะ but different type of the university, because TUM is more practical, is a technical university, but Munich University of Applied Science is more practical. I mean, TUM is more theory, but Munich University of Applied Science is more practical. Actually, I heard that March and Gong just arrived to Munich maybe in early of March, right? Just only around 2 weeks. Is that right?
Just arrived like 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. So maybe you introduce yourself first about which program that you are studying.
Hello, my name is Gong, study in information technology. And I'm gonna choose computer science course in Hochschule München.
Okay, we will call MUAS or MHM. Yeah. And March, please.
Hi, I'm March. I'm computer engineering in SIIT, and here I'm coming for an exchange student in computer science.
So March and Gong, you are in the same program.
Yeah, same program.
Also in SIIT and in Hochschule München, right?
Yes.
Why you choose MUAS, ka?
It's more practical than TUM, and TUM is more harder than this university to compare. Yeah, I think it's like TUM is more academic and theoretical, so that's why we choose MUAS, and it's here in Munich.
Here in Munich, yeah, of course, as
Munich is a great city.
far from each other. And how many? Just only 2 of you, right? In MUAS at the moment from SIT.
Yes.
How many altogether?
Only just 2 of us, but I think there are some people, like 3 people, studying in TUM.
Yeah, another 3 into TUM. So that means now we have 5 students in Munich at the moment. So I heard that you're gonna start your class tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, so you may don't have, experience to share about class life, but maybe you can share to Nong in this room about, after arrival, what did you do and what your experience, even before your departure from Thailand until arrival to Munich. So, and maybe you can share a little bit. Start from Gong first.
After I arrive, I'll go register for what they call a Meldung for residents who live more than 3 months in Munich, no, in Germany. So we can use the certificate of residence to open a bank account. Yeah. Then I'll buy some household stuff for my room.
Mhm, mhm.
And maybe that's all for the preparation.
Is it difficult to apply for the visa?
It's not at all. It's,
No,
Even
It's-
during the pandemic, right?
yeah, it
Yeah.
takes like a month, I think. A month
month.
for
So
they to replying back. Yeah,
Mhm.
it takes a month for me.
So let me ask Marchนะคะ. March after arrival, what I mean, can you share with us about the pandemic situation or environment around in Munich that
Yeah.
น้องๆ might want to know about how different from Thailand at the moment, how their life be at the moment.
So the COVID-19 pandemic in German, they will call it 2G. So 2G mean vaccinated or recovery. So you have to be vaccinated or recovery from COVID-19 to enter a building. But when you're like walking outside, like outdoor, you don't have to wearing a mask. But when you are entering a building or public transportation, like train, buses, you have to wearing a mask. Yeah.
Mhm. So is vaccine passport still be required to enter the building and something like that?
The building, no, but the restaurant, like the restaurant, the museum, you have to show your vaccine passport. And I have to tell you something that more palm can use in here.
Can be used.
Yeah,
right?
that's like my first problem being here, like more palm can use. So you have to register the new one in here, like for the Europe one.
Register in order to certify your
Yeah.
vaccine, right?
Yeah. So like
So do you have electronic vaccine passport or a book?
So I have
Book.
book. I prepare a book, a document, and vaccine e-passport. But more palm can open in the Europe.
Even though
Yeah.
you have internet, but you still not be able to open more
To show the QR code when you enter the restaurant.
Okay.
So like, so you need to register by like you bring the document to the pharmacy and they will register that for you.
Okay. Is it difficult to do that?
No, it takes like 5 minutes. So I can show you the document.
So it's still possible to do that.
Yeah, it's like sorry, I can't find my document. Yeah, so it's easy, like it take like 5 or 10 minutes and it's free. So you have to just bring your document from Thailand and register to change it to Europe certificate in pharmacy, all pharmacy in Germany.
All right. Okay. So Gong, can you share with us after your arrival, is there any activity that MUAS provide for you before class start tomorrow? So during these 2 or 3 weeks after arrival, is there any, for example, orientation or excursion or activity?
Do they also provide the buddy system? Like
they have
student
a
to take care
mentor
of you?
system here. We got 3 activities so far, maybe. I and Marsh go together with 2 activities to the bar. And first activity is a rally tour. So we walk around Munich. And the second one is to the bar to meet each other for the international student. Yeah, that's all they provide and the mentor, they help us to find any. If you didn't find your accommodation beforehand, they will help you find one.
Okay. So
And
yeah, sorry. Difficult to get accommodation in Munich, because I heard that it's very difficult to search for the accommodation in Munich city.
Yeah.
you have two options: student and work for a university dorm for a student, and another option is private apartment. Much
Yeah, I can
sorry.
talk. So like you have two options, as Gong said. So you can try to register a room, a lottery room from Students and Work München. It's the organization that find a room for students coming here, learning in German. So you have to register before you coming here. And I am the one who registered. So the cost is like 300 euro per month. 800. Mine is 335. Yeah, but like if you didn't got a room and you need to find and rent a room for yourself, you might like cost like 800 or 900 euro per month. That's a lot in Munich. And like normally you cannot find a private room in Munich. I think it's not possible. So you have to like staying and share room. So the room I got is a share room. So you need to share the kitchen with your roommate, but I have my own toilet and my own bedroom.
Are you both in the same dormitory?
No. I'm in a private apartment. The cost around 900
per month. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how different? I mean, besides the price, how different? I mean, the size of the room.
In a private apartment is a studio room that have the kitchen and bathroom in itself. And that's all, I think. Yeah.
How long is the contract?
3 months.
3 months. So that means after this you can find some room which may be provided by the university and some, but you will be there only 4 or 5 months, so it's just only 2 more months.
Right now I'm finding another cheaper one. Since my contract in the end of April.
All right. So good luck to get the room. Yeah. Much.
Yeah, but I have to say that so it's the room I got is the lottery one, like so you have to register and like they will like randomly choose for you. But when I come here, like they said like the exchange student that have come in Munich for the short term, like me, like 6 months, 3 months, like so you will get the first priority to get the room. Yeah, like they will find a room for you first. You will be the first priority to get the room. So I think you should, if you come to Munich, you should register for that. It's cheaper, like 300 or 900.
Why didn't you apply to the lottery room like much?
I think at first I'm lazy. Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
That's all.
That's all. It depends on you. It's your money. It's your money, of course. But this is to share for our students. So as much as you get the information, you will have more option, you will have more choice. But if you don't mind about spending lots of money like Gong, that's fine. You can even reserve the hotel. Yeah.
May I ask you guys about courses there? I know that you haven't started classes yet, but have you done the course registration and how many courses that you register?
Yeah, we done registration, but a course in English in Hochschulmünchen, we have only 4 to 5 courses for the IT student, and most of the course we have already studied in SIIT. So two of us only have 2 courses left for us, but
to be
it's,
transferred, right?
yes, but it's sufficient.
But
Since-
they still require you to take, for example, is there any minimum credits that you need to enroll? For example, in some university require 30 ES credits.
I think there's
Oh, no minimum.
Yeah, I think
Really?
that there is
Yeah.
no minimum here.
We only
That's
register
weird,
for 2
but
courses.
yeah, I think there is no minimum here.
But if you have time and if you want to get some like knowledge, you may register to study. But try to keep concentrate to your study, not just only register and do nothing,นะคะ. Because this will be good because it could be shown in your transcript finally, and then you can show that transcript to apply for job or even apply to the university. So if you have time, why not just enroll to study?
I'm
นะคะ.
trying to enroll the German course.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Then
Yes.
get some experience. Yeah. So after three weeks in Munich, do you think that this is the right decision or not to stay in Munich?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Munich is a great city. Like there's a lot of things to do. Only one disadvantage is that I think German people didn't talk much in English. Like when you go to a supermarket or something, like you talk to them in English, but they answer you in German. That's normal.
In the local place, but I don't think that in Munich. Actually, I think that in Munich they should
in Munich there's a lot of people can talk English.
So you mean in some local place, right?
Yeah, some local.
I think if they are the same as us, they will talk more English. If they are more senior than us, they talk less in English.
I see, like the local people, right?
Yeah, the local people, the older.
All right, we don't want to waste your time too much. So actually today we're supposed to talk with you like 10-15 minutes like this in order to let you guys to prepare yourself for your class tomorrow.นะคะ. So my last question is that do you want to say something to your to the student at the moment in this Zoom meeting that to how to how to choose the university to study?
Okay.
I mean, what is the factor to choose the university? Maybe not Munich University of Applied Science or other university. What is the main factor to be considered before choosing the university?
Okay.
So for me first of all, I think you should look into the course that they offer for you from the last semester, and the course for the next semester maybe it's not the same, but it's quite good to look in the from beforehand. And secondly, looking to a living cost. Yeah, living cost is an option for you to choose which place for you, Munich or AWU. Yeah, this is advice for me.
Okay, thank you, Gong.นะคะ. So much,ค่ะ.
So like, I think you should looking at the cost first. So like, I'm choosing MUAS because like the practical one, and they provide the course with like the web development or something like that. But I also have a friend study in Finland in Helsinki, and that SIIT provide that is the university that if you like to study in AI area, so you have, I think Finland is better, but I don't want to, so I'm choosing here.
Let's see after this when you complete your study, because now you just we will start tomorrow. Actually, before we finish our discussion, actually I have one question from the student in our live official asking whether Hochschule München requires special English score. I'm not sure what kind of English score that both of you submit to the program. Can you remember?
Yeah, they require English proficiency score, but the SIT certificate can use. in HM.
Yeah, but anyway, student need to have the meet the requirement from SIT first, and as I mentioned something before that SIT can help to issue kind of certificate letter, but of course some university may change. We can say that some university may change their requirement year by year, but normally not much. So they will accept our like a letter, certificate letter. So far, what is your English score that both of you submit? Can you remember? TOEFL, TOEIC?
No, I submit IELTS and SIT certificate.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So it works. Okay. All right. Anything else that you want to share with our Nong in this meeting room, ka?
Just choose it. I think choose the university carefully.
Is it possible if some of Nong here would like to talk to you directly after this in order to get some information about Hochschule München?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Can I share your
Like
contact to them?
Okay. Well, we are the chat, right?
Yes, of course. If you can share your, for example, line ID into the chat box,นะคะ, that would be great and our appreciation,นะคะ. So, all right. So, while we are waiting for them to share the information, let me check. น้องๆ นะคะ for those who want to get in touch with พี่ก้อง and พี่ Marsh นะคะ you may ask me later or maybe you can get some line ID from them นะคะ so thank you very much to Marsh and Gong for your time today นะคะ I don't want you to waste your time too much because tomorrow you have class and I hope that you will enjoy a whole period of your study in Hochschule München, and don't forget to share the information with us through our live group,นะคะ, and also maybe next time or maybe next year we will invite you to join our alumni sharing session for the exchange program,นะคะ. Take care of yourself,นะคะ, even though some place may not require you to wear mask, but be careful everywhere because the situation is still unstable,นะคะ. Anyway, thank you very much for today,นะคะ. So please take care and enjoy your class tomorrow. Okay, ขอบคุณนะคะ Marsh กับกล้องนะ Thank you ค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ